Season 3 of Cobra Kai ended with a bang as the kids of Cobra Kai ended up attacking the Miyagi-Do Eagle Fang Alliance at their Christmas party. Once again, a season finale ends with a large brawl. Hopefully Season 4 will not end with another big brawl, but rather have a different ending. Here is the Cobra Kai Season 3 ending and Easter eggs explained. The ending to Season 3 and an exciting prediction for Season 4. Season 3 ended with a lot of fighting. No surprise in a town where everybody seems to know karate. Some of the more significant takeaways from the final episode was that Robbie is not a friend of the Miyagi-Do Eagle Fang Alliance. He was solidly in Cobra Kai's corner. On the other hand, Hawk is now on the side of Miyagi-Do Eagle Fang Alliance and is good friends with Dimitri. Probably the most important part was that when the senseis of the three dojos decided to end matters in the next All-Valley Karate Tournament, Kreese phoned someone. We know he phoned Terry Silver because when he had the phone to his ear, he was looking at the photo. In the photo were Twig, Silver, Ponytail, and himself. Ponytail was executed on the day of their capture. Therefore, the only other person he could have been calling had to be Terry Silver. If he were indeed calling someone in the photo, he might have just been reminiscing. Twig swore loyalty to Kreese after he fought in his stead against their former captain in Vietnam. "I owe you, man. You saved me. Anything you need, I'm there for you. Your whole life. You hear me, Johnny? Your whole life. I owe you," were his exact words. Who else would Kreese call in times of a crisis? What we do not know is exactly what Silver can do for Kreese. Is it just me, or have you noticed how Kreese always uses old technology phones? It's like he's stuck in the past. Another thing, whenever he appears in a scene, he raises his head. Check it out, you'll see what I mean. Since Julie Pierce from the next Karate Kid is part of the canon, there is the possibility that she may appear in Season 4. We will have to wait and see if this will indeed occur and what her role will be. The creators let drop that she and Daniel did meet at some stage, probably at Mr. Miyagi's funeral. Is it possible that when Kreese calls in Silver's help, Daniel calls Julie Pierce? We predict at the end of the first episode of Season 4, Daniel will call someone, and his first words will be, "Hi, Julie, it's Daniel." Kreese cardboard cutouts. All over the Karate Kid franchise, you will see cutouts of Kreese. It's some kind of ode to himself, and probably a bad sign to anybody who wants to oppose him. Only narcissists do things like that. It definitely means beware, and after the way Kreese killed his captain in Vietnam, we already know he passed the point of no return a long time ago. 1947 Ford Super Deluxe. The 1947 Ford Super Deluxe, which pulls up in Episode 2, is the same vehicle Mr. Miyagi gave to Daniel on his birthday in The Karate Kid. The car was a gift to Ralph Macchio from Columbia Pictures after he completed filming Karate Kid 3. The car in question actually shows up in various spots during Cobra Kai. Macchio admits that he had to have some work done on the car over the years, but in Cobra Kai, it looked brand spanking new. "Now you're gonna pay." The title of Episode 3 is "Now You're Gonna Pay," is a line from the original Karate Kid, where Daniel is cornered by a group of guys dressed in full-body skeleton outfits, and then one of them says to him, "Now you're gonna pay." Hawk repeats the phrase in Episode 3 when he has one of the Miyagi-Do Eagle Fang Alliance kids in a stranglehold and says the same line in a different manner. "Oh, you're gonna pay all right." Bicycles versus motorcycles. Riding bicycles while facing motorcycles is another theme picked up in Cobra Kai from the Karate Kid franchise. It is a reoccurring theme, and you just know who is going to come out on top. Bonsai toast. The drunken businessman toasting bonsai is a callback to when Mr. Miyagi tried to teach Daniel Japanese. In the scene in the movie, a drunk Mr. Miyagi is trying to get Daniel to say bonsai while drinking sake with him. Daniel was not very eager, and in the scene in Episode 3 with Daniel in Japan, he looked at the businessman with clear displeasure. Maybe he remembers. Military base versus mall. In Karate Kid 2, Mr. Miyagi and Daniel arrive in Mr. Miyagi's village to find it had been turned into a military base. When Daniel arrives at the same village in Season 3, he finds that the town has been turned into a shopping district. Progress, nothing seems to stop it. Tea ceremony. While in Okinawa, Daniel meets up with Kumiko, his love interest from Karate Kid 2. And just like in the movie when Kumiko had the tea ceremony with Daniel, she pours him a cup of tea. The significance from the movie was that the tea ceremony meant that she liked him in a romantic way and they kissed. Does this still mean she sees him in the same way in modern-day Okinawa? Kumiko dance. In The Karate Kid 2, Kumiko wanted to be a dancer and taught the Obon dance to the kids. Now when Daniel meets her in Okinawa, she is still teaching the very same dance to kids. Warm beer. Mitch asks Hawk if he wants a warm beer, or to be exact, a warm one. Tommy does the same thing in The Karate Kid. Hawk, however, cannot understand why anybody would want a warm beer. Nose honk. The nose honk is performed by Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid 2 on Kreese. He defeated Kreese in a fight and was ready as if to strike when he brought his arm down and simply honked Kreese's nose. Later in the movie, when Daniel defeats Chosen, he does the same thing to him. 30 years later, when Daniel and Chosen are fighting in a practice match, Chosen beats meets Daniel and does the same nose honk on Daniel. You keep for your collection. When Chosen gives Daniel a Miyagi-Do scroll, he bows and says, "You keep for your collection." This is exactly the same thing he says in a more menacing manner in Karate Kid 2, when he throws his shirt to Daniel. I like it. In the Karate Kid movies, Kreese says to Mr. Miyagi, "You're a pushy little jerk, ain't you? But I like that. When Carmen confronts Kreese in his dojo in Cobra Kai, he says, "You're a feisty one, but I like that. Carmen then proceeds to slap John Kreese. It's open season. In episode 6 called King Cobra, Kreese calls Daniel on the phone and tells the Miyagi-Do sensei that he should prepare his men for battle, stating, "It's open season on them and you." The line goes back to the Karate Kid, in which Kreese says the same line to Daniel and Mr. Miyagi at Cobra Kai, but with a slight tweak. It's open season on him and you. Boat on lake fishing. In the original Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi teaches Daniel how to balance, which is referenced in obstaculos, which is Spanish for obstacles. In this episode, Daniel spends an afternoon with his daughter, Sam, and remembers teaching her how to balance on the boat as a child. The sequence is significant for Cobra Kai Season 3, as Sam opens up about her anxiety issues that stem from a physical confrontation with Tori Nichols. Karate belts. Mr. Miyagi was opposed to karate belts, and this is made clear in the next Karate Kid, when he does not want Julie Pierce to wear a belt. Yet in Season 3, we see Daniel wearing a black belt. Feel the Night. Feel the Night by Baxter Robinson marks the return of Allie Mills, and the opening seconds include an exterior home shot that appears to match the character's home in The Karate Kid. Also, when they go to golf and stuff, the same song is played as if it had been during The Karate Kid 30 years earlier. Encino Oaks. Encino Oaks is the same country club from The Karate Kid. In The Karate Kid, Daniel had an accident in the kitchen and got spaghetti all over his white trousers. In Cobra Kai, Johnny has a server carrying plates of spaghetti almost walk into him. He tells him to be more careful because of what spaghetti can do to white clothing. At Encino, Johnny also has a painful flashback when he sees Daniel talking and laughing with Allie, as that had been the case in the movie 30 years earlier. December 19th. The Encino Oaks episode takes place on December 19th, which is the same date as the All Valley Karate Tournament in the first movie. Allie didn't crash the car. In Cobra Kai Season 3, while asking Daniel if he told Mr. Miyagi that she was responsible for his crashed car, Allie is referencing The Karate Kid. In the original movie, Daniel tells Mr. Miyagi that Allie redesigned the fender. Miyagi Shimpo. During the episode where Daniel is visiting with Chosen in Okinawa, Daniel and Chosen discuss the origins of Miyagi-Do's founder, Miyagi Shimpo. In The Karate Kid, Daniel and Mr. Miyagi also discussed Shimpo, which creates a kind of balance and thus allows Daniel to better understand the past. The origins of Cobra Kai. The final episode of Cobra Kai Season 3 probably reveals why Kreese named his dojo Cobra Kai. This happens in a flashback sequence after they are captured by Viet Cong soldiers. The Viet Cong forces them to battle each other to the death, and ultimately Kreese must fight Captain Turner above a snake pit. Kreese ultimately decides to show no mercy, even as US troops arrive to save them. In this scene, he drops Turner into a snake pit with cobras in it. Season 4 of Cobra Kai promises to be quite entertaining. How will the two sides prepare and strengthen themselves for the final showdown? Unfortunately, we still have to wait a while to find out. It may be a long wait, but let's hope not. Thanks for joining me in this video. I hope to see you all back again soon.